Entrepreneur Development Program. It's where us young budding entrepreneurs come to sharpen our axes. In the Kingdom College, we believe it's not the business but the man behind the business. It's not the enterprise but the entrepreneur behind the enterprise that takes the business, the enterprise to the top. Here we are in EDP Masters, where entrepreneurs make it to the top. Welcoming you all to the second very amazing episode of EDP Masters. And here we have a man of style and stature. Only with his rootedness through highs and lows of life, this man has made it to the top. Extremely sensible, yet very, very sensitive is his approach. He made it to the top, style and stature. He wants to redefine luxury. He wants to create sustainable luxury in Bangalore, India, and take it to the world. Welcoming this man of style and stature in his work and in his life. Let's give it up for the MD of Jain Heights, the man himself,
Welcome to EDP Masters. This is Kishore Jain from Candid. You need Kishore, welcome to EDP Masters. Yes. Yes, for multiple reasons because today is the lockdown day. Exactly 2 years ago, 24th of March, we first time heard a new name called new lockdown. Opening up slowly. What you say in front of you, these are the two answers. But it will inspire from office current. I realized that coffee there are two guests that complete with two of them to get the hamper and go. And the more exciting thing about coffee is only the hamper. Everything else is happy to do. But we don't have to just, I don't want to be competition is what I don't believe in the whole thing. So we have to compete for the. So by the end of the classes, one will go to you depending on your smartness and how we will do it discuss. But इसमें से दो में से एक आप लेके जाओगे. If you perform well, you will take that one. If you don't perform, you will take. This is the champagne non-alcoholic. So the good thing is you didn't ask me, can I drink and answer the question? Then I'll get better clarity so 10 questions will be asked you towards the end. So
all right, sir.
You should know in front of the students what it means to go through examination.
Yeah.
Why only you should have question? One of them asked me also. This is not fair. For every subject, one teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So they have only one test to give.
Mm.
We as a student we have to give six tests.
Okay.
That's not fair. No? We have six subjects, and teachers have only one subject to teach. So you should also know what is the test. Both of you have college why not to have a college feeling that you know one thing will be coming. In fact, my college boys and girls will think, sir, हमको भी रहना है only for this. So I want to create this impression to all of you on life that EDP Masters is much more than what is going to happen or they have thought of. So once again, to all of you college boys and girls from Kingdom College and all of you on the live online here, welcome to EDP Masters. It's all about entrepreneurial development program. And the Kingdom College strongly believe it's not the business, but the man behind the business. It is not the enterprise, but the entrepreneur behind the business and enterprise, which actually is more important. And what we have seen in all the Kingdom colleges across the world, they all teach about entrepreneurship and little about entrepreneur. But Kingdom College, we work a lot about on the person itself, and that is why we don't bring academicians to talk to our boys and girls. We bring the live, online, real voice of the business and the market, and that's how we have today Mr. Kishore Jain from Jain Heights. Very little tricky for both of us because both of us hold a very strong, beautiful, relaxed relationship. To be very formal today will be a little challenge for both of us, but once in a while we'll slip, but it's okay, we can come back. So Kishore is going to be our first one in online. We have the EDP Masters and lockdown virtual meeting, and you are dressed above the waist. So was I, and today we have to dress from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So, what shift you feel about online life and real life?
I think to switch over from offline, the whole life would have done offline program. Online was the first experience, and switching from offline to online was really challenging. And you don't relate with whom you are talking. In fact, I have seen during the lockdown many panel discussion. I think in first lockdown, the maximum panel discussion I have attended, more on the trade and business, and of course with EDP also. When I see my recording, I felt this was the boring session, and somewhere I pity those students who have to bear me for 1.5 hours. That is one big shift. I am enjoying the real energy, the youth, and I think the one who had introduced also said, I am young, budding entrepreneur. Feel good.
Thank you so much. So now, for all the boring time you give to people online, now next 1 hour you give writing time to all of them. And we are very khatamnak, enthusiastic crowd here in Kingdom College has all this.
I am for the game.
Yeah. So let's start with some basic things and we'll develop upon the entire thing. Yes, once you have to wait for some. Mic is not working.
Is it okay if I remove? It's getting hot.
Hot people know.
Oh, I thought the other way.
Your hotness, their hotness
differs.
Your old wine. So with age, you are becoming hotter and hotter.
one thing I like about at least our world of all of us being together is all of us almost are going very graciously and gracefully. We are aging, so it doesn't look on our uh, fitness also. Ki, 52. You must be what, 50?
52.
52, 51. So doesn't look like. Anyway, since it's a very common question, must be discussed everywhere. Pandemic was 2 years, especially for everybody got hurt. Okay, except few of the businesses come from construction, land development, and other things. So when lockdown was announced, and we do not know what is going to be the future. For an employee, it's only about will I get my salary or not, except that nothing bothers to the employee. But for an employee, hundreds of people and projects going on, bank commitments, suddenly everything looks bleak. You don't see anything. Nothing कुछ मालूम ही नहीं है. So that time, what you thought first? Now 2 years later, I know it's stupid to even ask, did you think fully or you would have thought better? But the reason I'm asking is, tomorrow if any one of them from this budding entrepreneur from the college, if they decide to go through and they have to hit something like this, suddenly looks future में पता नहीं क्या होगा, next 1, 2, 3, 4 months, nothing. So what you thought when the pandemic hit, lockdown was, after 2 years of going through it, you cannot do anything about 2 years back. But what these people, in case something hota hai, so what should be the thought process?
Like, I'll share with you what was my thought process initially when we heard this lockdown. Was we were clueless. Everybody was clueless. So was I also. What is going to happen? But there are some beautiful learnings were there in life. If we take life a day at a time or a month at a time, being an entrepreneur. So I wasn't looking much further ahead. I said, around 30, 45 days, do we have the cash reserve to see that all the employees are being paid salary? The answer was yes, nothing much to worry about. And flow with the flow, as in when the day comes, as in when the time things comes, is to take everything in my stride. And that was the best period, as I said. First lockdown, maximum panel discussion, and health has improved tremendously. So those were the beautiful things which were associated. Retrospectively, if I look, what I could have done better. So honestly, I feel nothing else I would have. What was supposed to be done, this is what I have done. See, for an entrepreneur, the uncertainty, that unknown terrain or unknown future, it's a daily business. You never know what's going to happen. Even in the life also, life is so unpredictable, so uncertain. But you don't get anxious about something. You just enjoy the day as it comes. I think that should be the attitude. You never know what will be the future. So same thing goes with life and in the business. This is how I felt.
So basically, being an entrepreneur and also living life like that, it actually should go hand in hand.
Very much. I think, as said beautifully, the enterprise is all about the man behind, the entrepreneur behind. Even entrepreneur is also the life he or she leads. Whatever attributes, the attitudes which are there in life, the temperament, this defines that business also. So every person who is having an enterprise, it's a reflection of his personal life, personal discipline, what he or she follows in personal life. Everything will be reflected in their enterprise. So you can't separate it like. Maybe you will don different hat at a different time, but otherwise the person will always remain same. Attitudes, habits, value system, everything will remain same. Only manifestation of it may depend on which you are.
Correct.
Yes.
For all of your information, Kishore Jain come from a beautiful place near Hampi, called Bellary. It's a place of mines. So he grew up in Bellary, then shifted to Bangalore. I think we almost closely we shifted same time only.
Yeah,
2000 for you.
2005, 6.
I came in 2003.
Yeah.
So almost 15, 18 years now. He's in Bangalore. He shifted from there. And today, the kind of everybody sees the ups and downs in business. He has seen his low phase few years ago and very bad phase, and again going up and coming out and going big now. And since few of you also might have to or want to travel from where you are born, brought up, and then to find a new place. Kishore, the question here is this: every city has their own business magnets. Every city has their own top people. ऐसा भी नहीं बोल सकते कि just because you move out you become big. People have moved out from out places and still not made big, and also made big. People staying in their place also has become big. So अभी कभी लगता है कि बेल्लारी में if you would have been and being here and the speed at which the market is growing, ज़्यादा फर्क लगता नहीं अभी tier 2, tier 1 and tier 3 में. जो tier 3 is too bad, too slow, maybe underdeveloped है. तो अभी लगता है कि moving out is always a better proposition or staying in is a proposition. It can be anything. It doesn't have a logical answer नहीं होना चाहिए. But because you are a person who moved out from here, so you have a different thought in the entire thing. What would you say?
So, Deepak, you asked 2-3 questions at a time. I'll try to answer one at a time. One is key people who migrate, some of them will be successful and some of them will not be. I think the whole purpose or objective of migration is very, very important. Like why you migrated. For me, there was a choice. I can live happily in my comfort zone with my family business and with my family. Even for doing business also, I think when I wanted to start my business, I told my decision to my dad. He says, why you have to struggle in life? Come sit comfortably. Like we have a fan at the time, AC wasn't there. Like sit under the fan. And I come from a place which is Ballari. It is famous for 2 seasons. One was summer, another is super summer. Like it touches 47 degrees. So when you want to move out in the heat and being in the construction business, you love summer and sun. Like this is where the productivity comes in an open field. He was against me doing that business. Only thing is, why to struggle? And now I can correlate. Even my children, my son, 2 sons I have. I feel why they have to struggle in life. Okay? Let them be in a comfort zone. But that is not what we all meant for. Okay? So I have my own aspirations, ambitions, which need to be fulfilled. There should be a sense of fulfillment. So I did business in Ballari, that is district place, for 10 years. Then one fine day I found myself, there is no satisfaction, there is no sense of fulfillment. Maybe the place got saturated with in terms of opportunities. So moved to a place. And just 4 days back, I was there in Ballari. Saturday, Sunday, I was in Ballari. Then it was like an introspection. It's been quite a long time. I moved out of the city. What would have happened if I would have stayed back? So this question, this nostalgic feeling and that introspection question came. So the answer was very clear. No regrets. Whatever happened was good. The kind of growth, the kind of market potential in particular real estate sector is unparalleled to Bangalore. Ballari will take probably 50, 100 years to reach that kind of market potential, or may not be also like that. Not only the business, the whole development potential on a personality as an individual is immense. In fact, just now I was discussing with Deepak in the cabin in terms of when I've gone to Ballari and my childhood friends. So we met them, we felt good, but somewhere I feel we have evolved in a different avenue, different zone. Probably this is a time I couldn't relate with them. There's no common topic where we can talk, except the past memories which we have lived. Otherwise, in the current world, we couldn't get connected. So those evolutions also happened. We have grown differently. They have grown differently. No question of good, bad, right, wrong, anything. But there is no connectivity. Relationship has not evolved with the time. People have evolved. Relationship was there. So this is how it is.
So, which means this one thing which I have heard a lot with entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
being training them, coaching them for all these years. This there is a few words are always used: struggles, challenges, difficulties. So, are they somewhere inbuilt in the womb of an entrepreneur? The word of an entrepreneur. Ki entrepreneur means challenge hoega, or is it that you people attract it? Because the transition which happens, because now let's say Bellary to Bangalore, or it can come where to do you even the what we also discuss is the caterpillar has to go through a transition to become a butterfly. Today when you go back to Bellary, you know you're a much more colorful evolved butterfly than your friends are. You're not able to relate with the entire thing. तो ये ट्रांजिशन जरूरी है क्या, मतलब जब भी नाउ यू वांट योर सन टू नॉट गो थ्रू डिफिकल्ट टाइम और चैलेंज नहीं करना है, कंफर्ट में जाओ हो जाए, तो ये सब नहीं बन सकता कि ये नियम है क्या, इज इट रूल की विदाउट ट्रांजिशन या विदाउट वो स्ट्रगल्स चैलेंजेस डिफिकल्टीज कोई आदमी बड़ा ही नहीं बन सकता, ऐसा कुछ है क्या?
I feel like entrepreneurship particularly, or rather any aspirational life which you want to lead, the byproduct of every aspirational life, every entrepreneur, every game you play in life is a challenge. How you look up to the challenge is a different thing. Like that's again depends on the individual. If you don't want any challenges in life, even if you sit at home doing nothing, that itself is also a challenge. I haven't seen any life which is not full of challenges, which doesn't have any challenges. We are into entrepreneurship. It's a competitive game, competitive business environment. You need to compete on a daily basis. You need to have a competitive edge. And as and when the game gets bigger, challenges, I think, are the only thing which will help you in evolving yourself. If there are no challenges, imagine a game of football where you don't have any defense, you don't have a goalie. What is the fun of scoring that goal? Somewhere as you go with the bigger game, bigger things in life, challenges are part of it. And all your learning, whatever you learned for the whole life, everything like that will be come to a test. It will be tested. Otherwise, what is the fun of those knowledge, those learnings, whatever we are doing like that? These are all only to see that the skills, have you learned right, and can you handle this challenge? The moment you succeed in overcoming or surmounting one challenge, there is a bigger challenge. Even a child of 6-year-old who plays a video game, if he succeed in level 1, what he wants, move to that level 2. And level 2, the game will get tougher. This is how I think life's design is also like this. Okay?
No, the reason I'm asking you is because most of the students don't like tests.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
like tests, they don't like examination, they don't like oral, viva, submission. क्यों करना है, मतलब ऐसे ही करते रहते हैं because they think life is a process. तो so अभी only thing is कि they are told 26 अप्रैल को एक टेस्ट होगा या 22 तारीख को टेस्ट होगा, एग्जाम होगा, या मई में एग्जाम होगा. एटलीस्ट यहाँ पे वो तो फायदा है कि मालूम तो पड़ता है. आफ्टर दे बिकम कंप्लीट द सेशन, उसके बाद में टेस्ट का डेट भगवान देता नहीं ऊपर से बोल के कि अगले महीने तक को मैं ठोकने वाला है या फिर ठोकने वाली है. So I am not somebody who is very pro education system of this, but I like this whole concept of examination, unit test. So it challenges your intelligence, it challenges your whatever you study. Like how you said that word, if all students can understand that this is how life is also going to be, so they can develop this attitude from very beginning, don't they think it actually will help than saying the exam as अरे यार पढ़ाई करना पड़ेगा, I have to get up early in the morning, it is slog for so many hours. But that is how it is going to be in life also. Does that, shouldn't this be actually known by them कि यार एग्जाम चलने वाला है, बस डेट नहीं रहेगी.
Rather, there is one difference in life. In college life, first you will learn and then you'll write exam. And as you said rightly, in life, you never know which exam will be taken. Okay? First, they will teach you. Like, छूटना जो बोलते हैं ना, पहले तो सिखाएंगे आपको, फिर आप उसको सीखने वाले हैं. यहाँ पे उल्टा है, पहले सीखेंगे, फिर उसको टेस्ट लिखेंगे.
Correct.
And experientially, I can correlate with a lot of things. So you better learn in college, school, with all these seminar, webinars about business, not only business life also. Better learn here. Otherwise, the life is a cruel way of teaching you. Cruel way of teaching you. Will give you a tight slap and give you a lesson. So better learn the easier way. This is all I could say.
Learn in a easy way, along with subjects that won't help you, along with what basically is telling about lessons of life or lessons of what we do in EQ and EDP, that will help you. In the break, we get one extra fan that say, no, exclusive,
Nice.
focused fan. नहीं करना पड़ेगा ये. Everybody's body temperature different for the climate. No. Now but basically when Kishore Jain says that, which I think all of you, I've seen this every college. I'll just share this one observation.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I only teach by observation. I've seen a lot of 20-30% of the boys, girls will sit outside the college. Every college. बाहर घूमते रहते हैं. But same in my college also.
Same with
20-30
me
will,
also. Huh?
हाँ.
Good say.
So
Same with
सब
me.
outside रहता है. 60-70 will be inside the college.
हाँ.
So I tell them that those of them who are in the especially I deal with my classrooms. It's all about EQ and EDP and all this thing. Important question on people who are inside the college. College will help them to grow. People who are outside the college, they will help the college to grow. Because when people say, "अरे क्या college है यार, इधर boys and girls," they are free branding होता है वहाँ पे. घूम रहा है. People say, "Good college, यार, everybody's outside, they can enjoy, also will come." So दोनों काम बनता है. But what happens here is in the classroom, I will slap them. Outside, life will slap them. So when you say that, when life slaps you, it's a very cruel way of slapping. If you know the lessons earlier, you may not have to use it sometime. But if you know the solutions, if you know the answers, if you know how to relate and how to respond to few things in life, when life will test you, because test to pakka hai. They're not because of graduation khatam ho gaya, ya post graduation test will get over. Test will happen. First test is going to be job or your business. Big, that is how you have 10th, 12th, graduation, big things. So first test will be to getting a job or a breakthrough for survival, okay, or a business. Second is going to be marriage. That is university. Then it is going to be parenting, is PhD. So these few tests are going to be, these are the biggest tests. Oh, epic test or the phase-wise test. But on a daily basis, you will be tested. Now, what is the difference between an employee and an employer or an entrepreneur this much? Entrepreneur also has a challenging life. As you said. An employee also will have a challenging life. But entrepreneur will be in the position to make choices and do 100 experiments to find a solution. Employee will not have a choice. He will have a helpless choice to wait for the employer to take a decision. The choices are very limited when you are employed with somebody else. As an entrepreneur, you have a plethora of choices and you can actually redirect your business in anything when it goes wrong. So just keep that in mind when you take a decision for your future. What comes with this and what comes with that? Both has advantages, both has disadvantages. Because once you look at the life of entrepreneur, people say, they say that one glamour you see, you are interviewed, you come in BMWs and Audis and this, and then you live in big bungalows and big sub. But उसका पीछे जो ठुकाई होता है वो different है. So we are trying to get into that. That's what you already seen. Oh, इसका घर कितना बड़ा है, उसका घर कितना बड़ा है. But what goes inside is what you need to know in trying to become an entrepreneur in the process. Kishore, getting a little more on the work perspective, business perspective. Since you have been spending almost 20 years in this field now, 2 decades. If anybody want to become an entrepreneur, start their own business, What should be the first focus? Product, people, place or process? आपके हिसाब से अभी now you know you have 20 years of so you know कि क्या so these people will not have to start the in reinventing the wheel. तो क्या पहले प्रोडक्ट पे ध्यान देना है या प्रोसेस पे या पीपल या प्लेस? If you want to add few more pieces you can add.
A few things I'll just thrash it out. Today we are living in the world of startup. So place doesn't matter. Like probably 20 years back, place matter whether you're Bangalore or Tier 2 or Tier 3. I know few of the unicorns or sunicorns which are happening are from Tier 2 cities only. So place is ruled out. I think the most important thing is, of course, the product and we say it TAM karke. What is the? It is in startup world. It's called TAM, SAM, SOM. I don't know. You are aware of it or not? TAM is like total addressable market, and SAM is like serviceable available market. So for any product, what is the total available market? This is how the number will come. Then in that, what can be serviceable? In that market, how much it needs to be serviced. That's called SAM. Then the final thing is called SOM, serviceable, obtainable market. If I have to put an example, like generally MBA does, like they say, oh, real estate, 1.4 billion population, you divide it by 4, so many billions of houses are required. So for me, that's a TAM. In that, how many can afford it? That is a SAM, that's serviceable, available market. Again, in that, a few millions will come, this many number of housing units are required. Then I should see how much I can SOM. What is SOM for me? How much I can obtain that market. This is how the product is here. I think more than TAM, SAM, SOM for the product. It's all about like how much you are fit. Again, in startup world, because most of you guys will go into startup world only. There's something called PMF. That is a product market fit. Whether this product fits into that market. The most important thing which any venture capital will see is called FMF. It's called founders market fit. So the important thing is that founders are aligned with this line of business, this line of product, or this line of service. Are they have a right temperament to handle this kind of business? That is very, very important. That's called founders market fit. Are the founders fit enough to handle this product? So once you should see, not only the product is good, maybe hotel business is today good, resorts are good, but do we have the temperament to be part of hospitality industry? Do you love servicing, or you are into something different? Are you a team player? Some of them will be individually, they will be the genius. If they put it into a team where teamwork is required, they can be utter failure. So many cricket players, individually they will be the best, but when you make them captain, they'll be the worst. So you should see, I think, where I am good at. All businesses are good, all products are good on those parameters, but what is where you are good at? Okay? This is one. Second, of course, people are very, very important. This is a well-known, like, it's all about team. It's all about the right people. It cannot be the only talented and genius. How, as a team, you can think alike. How you can be tuned. How you, as a team, you can think in one direction with a common objective, where the team can trust each other, respect each other, and can grow together. So people are very important. And of course, you have to scale your businesses. Processes are must. Okay? And putting those in those order. Okay. Always, I believe, like initially when I started business, there wasn't any processes like. Always act, then you can always improvise upon. Just because you have to improvise and you don't act, it doesn't work like this. First act and then you can follow those improvisation and processes part. So as per me, these are how it's in that series. Like.
In fact, you almost answered my next question I wanted to ask you was that a lot of people have this thing, कौन सा line अच्छा है?
अच्छा.
very common question asked कि आपके हिसाब से you have been in the market for so long and which business line is good and where should we put the money or what should we start, because there's a craze is there. What's the herd mentality, like they will all go for first science, नहीं तो फिर commerce, नहीं तो फिर arts, and then it will be NEET, then there will be CET, then they will go for typical mentality है. But I think you very correctly said, and that's what I want all of you to, again, which I always talk to all of you also, is the business is done with temperament. It's not done with your degrees. Degrees has its own value, वो अलग है. But when you do a business for example, you want to get into hotel management. He said, if you do not have service mentality, and it does not come कि after I become hotelier, I will build up this. ऐसा नहीं होता है. After becoming great, we don't do great things. By doing great things only, we become great in life. So if it is not seen in your day-to-day life that you love to serve people, for example, you want to become an hotelier, and guests come in your home, you go and hide in your house or hide in your room and don't come out. Now, if you're a hotelier, the temperament is the moment you see guests, you have a smile. The moment you see that more guests, you have more smile. Otherwise, the more you say guest, चाय बनानी पड़ेगी, नाश्ता बनाना पड़ेगा, 2 का 5 हो गया, हे भगवान. No, then you want to be an hotelier. It's such a contradictory, no, your conflict thought process. So you ask yourself, do you like to work? No, then you should invent. Because laziness is a virtue. Because who invented remote control? The most laziest person in the world would have invented a remote control. Better ungli karna usko, उठेगा कौन, बंद कौन करेगा. So then you ask, मैं तो बहुत lazy. Then you have to start a spa. No, spa में बैठ के आके लेटो, बैठे रहो. Somebody will come and press your hand, leg, neck. Now, what is the temperament? If temperament is not there, it is not about medical is good. Every field, as I said, every business is good. Every field is good. Every field, every business, there are successful people. But who are successful? What he told, FMF. You as a person, your temperament should match that. For example, I've taken training profession, teaching profession. To be a teacher, you need temperament to talk same subject for lifetime, to talk and to give answer for the same questions for all your life. I would have been asked question which I would have answered 1,000 times earlier, and I would still give it the same smile and the same excitement. And if you don't have temperament, then you become like a typical mother who teaches. 9 into 8 kitna? 70. So for everything you are going to be hit like that, you don't have a temperament of a teacher. So the businesses, enterprise, everything is done with temperament, not with your degrees. Because I have seen people, just because you have done MBA from IIM, does not guarantee you're going to become a successful businessman. Even if you're not an educated degree holder, but if you're doing it by temperament. For example, you want to get into business. If you do not like to talk, if you do not like to speak, you're a very reserved person, then it is going to be a little challenging for you. So it depends on your temperament. So just first check what is the temperament for you. Then I think in every business there is profit. In every business there is success. But if you do not have temperament, as I said, to be a captain needs temperament. And to be a team player needs different temperament. Ask yourself, everybody want to be a leader, but do you have temperament of a leader? You will be abused, you will be criticized, you will be doing backbiting will happen. All are you ready for all these things? Then you are a leadership material. Otherwise, be a team player. Ask yourself, nothing wrong about anything. Everything is brilliant as long as you do everything as per your temperament. So temperament is a very strong clarity, which I think he gave before I answered the question only. So thank you, Kishore. I think
I'll just add up on this.
Please.
What interesting thing, like if someone asks what business I should be into, I think they should not do business. If you can't decide basic thing, basic decision you cannot make as an entrepreneur on a daily basis. Small, big decisions, you'll be taking hundreds of them. Simple, basic decision, if you can't decide, then you are not fit to be an entrepreneur. Decision making is one important thing, whether you like it or not, it's part of your life. It's basic requirement to be eligible to become an entrepreneur.
Absolutely agree with you. And not only one entrepreneur, as a person in life also. I remember, I don't read books, but 3 books I read 25 years back. One book, only one sentence I remember. Very beautiful book. I don't understand anything about it. It's called Notes to about Dr. Hugh Fraser. One statement only I remember. Standing in front of refrigerator. If you're asking, am I hungry? You are not. Standing in front of the refrigerator, if you're asking, क्या खाऊं? मतलब भूख नहीं लगी है. If you are hungry, you will open, eat and go. Standing in front of the refrigerator, what is it? क्या धंधा करना चाहिए? धंधा नहीं करना तुमने.
This is very clear.
Very clear.
If you can't decide, the answer is
The
no.
answer is no. That's it. कुछ तो भी करना है, कुछ भी करूंगा मैं, लेकिन जूते साफ करूंगा, वो भी बिजनेस है. In fact, just so polishing the shoe. Today's market, everything is scalable. You can tie up with Bangalore airport and put one shoe polish cost 10 people लगा के लगा दो. You have a business model. But you should have कि जूते polish करना पड़ेगा तो भी कर लूंगा. If I do clean toilets कर लूंगा, उसका भी business model है. My EDP people know it's in how many $1 billion? It is in 16,000 crores का business model बनाया हम लोगों ने. EDP last time we had.
Facility management.
Only public toilets.
Okay.
Only public toilets के ऊपर से. That we discuss a different part. But anyway, I think we are in the middle of EDP Masters. So just to remind all of you guys, we are on EDP Master this time with Mr. Kishore Jain from Jainites, MD, and ex-president, immediate president, past president from Candid. We'll take a short 5 minutes break is only to keep our live audience to take a break so they can look at the video promotions what we have for 5 minutes on the college side. In the meantime, we'll have some casual talk with Kishore on a personal level. You can still witness the whole thing here. So we'll take a just 5 minutes break. Stay tuned. All of you are online, stay tuned. I'm going to most exciting part, and let's wait which one Kishore takes from here. I want him to take the bigger one, but he has to earn for it. So be tuned and join us again in next 5 minutes. Till the time, we'll have a small drink. Kishore, what happens is, cheers.
Cheers.
this time with Mr. Kishore Jain, MD, Jain Heights, and immediate past president Kadai. And we are having some very candid. And the most beautiful thing, those of you who are online to know, that is there is no preparation from my side nor from his side. He does not know what question I'm going to ask. I have no idea what he's going to answer. And I also don't have any question in my mind. There are no paper, nothing. Except for this hamper, we will have a very genuine written cards for that over there. So this is a very candid interview, which it is completely a perfect, pure, raw reality show where there is no recording done. It's absolutely live. And if you see everything is happening flawless here, is all because of my kingdomites who are maintaining the entire thing and going brilliant on the entire thing. Only thing mistake they have done is this fan was supposed to be that, but there is no connection there. So it is still kept. So थोड़ा रुको ऐसे घुमा दे तो we can give direction to boss. थोड़ा सा. हाँ बस perfect. Thank you so much. So guys, welcome back. And at the end of my interview, you all can have Q&A with Mr. Kishore Jain. If you have some doubts, you have some questions to ask him, you can shoot and he will answer whatever you want to answer. Since I strongly believe that there is no starting time to start a business or start an enterprise. This one today morning only I spoke in animate motivation. Hey, who gave this idea that after graduation you will start working, or after post graduation you start working? Once the education is over, you start working. I think that world is gone. I think मैं 20 साल पहले degree कर लो फिर नौकरी मिलेगी या PhD कर लो मिल हुआ है. I mean today you can start whenever you start. So I strongly believe that you don't have. People ask me also, when can I start business? I say whenever you are ready. So the few of them from my college already are ready in second year, and few of them in third year. They started their own enterprise. So in their own scale, started the whole thing. So they want to offer whatever their interest startup is there, something signature product from their side. They are going to give. This is complimentary. Yeah, आपको on करना पड़ेगा. So whatever will be there. So I think yes, we have. Okay, come. So we have Ritu who introduced you. She started her own beautiful cafe called Relish.
Wow.
So she do a lot of what do you call pop-ups, huh? So a lot of pop-ups and this. So there's a signature drink she has in her Relish. So you
Thank
can
you.
relish and then you can cherish.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ritu. This is for Relish. So this is one for Ritu. And we have Priyal Jain who has started her own enterprise by the name Aesthetics. So she's into interior decors and so some candles. So she's very exclusive
Thank you so much.
stuff so that you can carry from yourself as an
Very nice.
gift from Relish and from Aesthetic. And there is also one chocolate mousse which is given all homemade.
Oh,
So basically,
okay.
Nidhi runs started an enterprise by the name Fofalia's Chocolias. So
What is
she's
it?
into Fofalia. Her surname is Fofalia. So Fofalia's Chocolia is the brand name with
Wow.
which she makes her
Completely
homegrown.
sound Italian.
It will taste Italian only. So that is one brownie with chocolate mousse. So these are the budding entrepreneurs from the
Very
the
nice
college.
and impressive.
So that is for you. You can take
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
That is you have got without doing any hard work. This you have to work hard for that.
Even here, we can change the rule if possible, with all their permission. Why don't we earn both the things rather than only one?
Hmm.
You guys, what do you say?
See, it's like you're gone for Swayamvar, you have to see two beautiful girls. That doesn't mean you'll get two beautiful girls home. You have to get only one girl. So इसमें से दोनों में से एक आपको लेके जाना पड़ेगा.
स्वयंवर हमेशा एक ही गर्ल का होता है.
करेक्ट. इसलिए दोनों में से एक ही मिलेगा आपको, क्योंकि आपके पास में एक ही बीवी है. And we are very clear about it कि आपके बारे में एक ही बीवी है, तो एक ही बीवी का. Now question here is, your wife should ask, वो क्यों लेके नहीं आए? Somebody should be teacher. Do you know?
Deepak, you have forgotten. I have two sons.
हाँ, वो उनके लिए जब when I call them, I will give the different offer to them. Okay, ये आपके लिए तो दोनों में से एक ही लेना पड़ेगा. दो तो नहीं दूंगा. दो तो नहीं दूंगा.
देख लो. I'll put more hard work.
I'll perform better. I will perform better for next half. So let's continue in the remaining half of the interview. It's very absolutely candid with Kishore Jain here. Kishore, some very sensitive questions. If you fail, what would be that one reason you think you'll fail? Two, if you become even more successful, what would be that one reason you think that will give you success?
See, apparently, failure can be attributed to many things. Some of the things has not gone wrong, many things have not gone wrong. But one thing I feel like strongly among so many reasons, so many things to blame, even time also you can blame. Sade Sati, Sade Panchi, Dai, Ye, Wo. Because all time and everything is there. You have thousand reasons and blames probably you can put it on failure. I personally feel, and very strongly also, somewhere if you get carried away by success, somewhere you lose that what it require to run that game, that focus, that zeal, that hunger, that or I would say whatever it requires for business to succeed. Somewhere you get either complacent, somewhere you get distracted, somewhere you become overconfident. I think that will be the strong reason for anybody to failure. So the reason for failure is within us only. In fact, one of the beautiful video which 3 4 years before got viral throughout the country was the Deepak's video. Good time, bad time. I do remember that video came through some different zone, different people, different profile. Good time, bad time. So as we all know, success is a lousy master, and failure is a
Good teacher.
good teacher. So during bad times, whatever you do right, if you continue doing the same during throughout life, if that consistency can be maintained, then you never ever have any kind of bad time. I think it's time for you to get corrected like that. Because we are all human being, maybe there is some fallacy in all of us like that. One should have courage to accept it, take complete responsibility of any failure where you have partial control also. Sometimes you say it's not my responsibility, I was not in the control, I was not on the driver's seat. Probably I was on the co-pilot or back seat, whatever. But that's all an excuse. Right? Take complete responsibility, whatever your contribution. The moment you accept and take responsibility, that moment it begins the next success story for you. And failures are like just karma for you to introspect, retrospect, where what sometimes in success comes back to back success, you take things for granted. It's like बच्चों का खेल है, बाय हाथ का खेल है. Something that you will be get in a very casual mode, which is not required like that. Then the life has got its own way of teaching you lesson, tough way, gives you a big tight slap. And the worst part is it gives you in public, it reprimands you in public like that. This is what failure is. And success is you just correct yourself. Just all will be set right. So it's a person, I would say, how he or she thinks at that various time. It's all about attitude. And one thing, and sometimes it requires also like that failure like that. That alone will brings that humility. Otherwise, like youngsters, most of you feel even world is not enough for you to conquer. This is how the feeling you will be carrying. Okay. And with that feeling, you never know, in spite of all teachings, all learnings, you never know when that arrogance has come into you. And it is the one of the biggest virtue for any field, any entrepreneur, any successful person. Humility is one thing like that. If you can practice for lifetime, then this all success, failure, and nothing will touch you. This is what my experiential learning, I feel so.
Very some observation as you were talking, I was realizing either people who have achieved a lot becomes very arrogant because like or there are other category of students who have achieved nothing and they have arrogance. Very extreme, no? Matlab, which is the reality. I have seen so many college youngsters, not over my college boys, everywhere. Arrogancy means, I remember driving in Hanumannagar other day in my car. I was driving and small, small lanes. And I think I was a little hurried to go away. So when two youngsters came in front of my car, and because I was in hurry, वो भी अटक गया वो. So he stopped in front of my car, and very youngster, I mean, you can make out youngster. 19-20 का रहेगा. He stopped the bike, and in front of the car doing like this. जो करना कर लेना. It's like that. I was thinking, okay. तो मतलब या तो बहुत कुछ जिंदगी में कर लिया तो एक अकड़ आती है, या कुछ भी नहीं किया तो भी अकड़ आती है. हाउ डू यू, मतलब आपका
तो
विचार?
पुष्पा जैसी मूवी देख मैं झुकेगा. It's easily understandable, like it's influenceable is very easily you'll get influence. You'll see just part of it. Never you'll be able to see the 360-degree view of it. So in spite of all learning, all knowledge, see, Veda was written some thousands, 5,000, 10,000 years back. That was Vedanta. That was the end of knowledge, thousands of years before. But still we have to go through those learnings, those failures, those experiences to correct ourselves. I said, if you don't taste failure, you feel as if you can conquer the world. And you have, because this whole life of first 15, 20 years, you are in a very protected environment. Like everything, like at home, whatever you do, all your tantrums, there is someone to give attention to it. But when you go to the world, it's a different thing as such. 15, 20 years where you have not have exposure to the whole worldly experience, दुनियादारी आपने सीखी नहीं है, it's quite understandable. So the point here is either you learn the easier way from someone else's mistake you learn, otherwise you commit mistake, and life has got a cruel way of teaching you a lesson. But whatever, whether you have achieved or not achieved, experientially I can share, humility is one of the important virtue. Whatever knowledge, whatever success, whatever skills you have developed in life. In fact, the Sanskrit is also, this proverb is Sanskrit. Vidya vinayate shobhate. If you don't have vinay, if you don't have humility, nothing. Like it won't go well. Like, and eventually it'll back to humility. It can be Vijay Malias of the world. It can be anybody for that matter. We have seen all in one lifetime. Like people from where to where they have gone, where to where they have come. So for them, it's like whether you learn the easier way, learn from others' mistake. If you are smart enough, no, I am not smart. I am less than everybody else. Then you have wall go and hit your head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kishore, Abhi, since you have so much of experience, you can share all these things. You also got to college. All that we are discussing right now, out of this, nothing is taught in any of the college. Where these people will learn that?
In fact, every time I see, even last time when I attended EDP, you guys are so blessed.
They will understand.
They would.
If you
Whenever
can put some light,
I-
if you can put some light on that aspect, because they'll understand. They have no actually clue who I am and what I am doing with them.
That's again a human nature, like familiarity breeds contempt. So when you get easy things, you don't value as such. In fact, one regret, generally a man with no regrets, never ever. But one thing which I felt like very early in life, if I also haven't grown in life as well as in business, then probably what I am today, I could be like 100x much better in all aspects of life. This is one strong feeling always is there. But then again, the next feeling comes, okay, whenever the right time was there, it has come. So again, no regrets. Okay, this is how I go. And Guru, to, and those learnings, those knowledge, I think one thing like which I could somewhere correlate with few of you or maybe many of you have become one-sided. Like everyday basis, like you keep on getting knowledge, you can getting lot of teachings, learnings. Probably you don't have enough time to experiment to get it into the real life. That may be the one thing why they don't value it. Well, it is written, it's written in some internet, some ways, it's all written there. Karke. We know everything. Probably I was also carrying at the time feeling I know everything. Then I know I don't know anything. Karke. So maybe आपका वो experimentation stage नहीं आया. Those knowledge has not get it into that application mode. Probably as it gets more into application mode, then you realize what was the real value of those teachings. In fact, when I had so much of learning from Deepak and Mahathir, when you go through different phases of life, what holds you, how you will be able to move through those storms, those all teachings, what you have heard in life, it comes to you automatically. Oh, at this time, this way I have to do that. Okay. I'm sure you also will go through the small things, like small experiences in life. Maybe smaller, where you'll be suddenly get scared. You don't know what to do. Some sort of unpredictability, unknown terrain also. And those teachings will be there. Probably today they don't have that application value. So they don't know the value of it. This is how I could sense it.
But does this have value in the future or not?
You can't live without this learning. You can't be, even to have an average life also, these all learnings are important. Forget those glorious, legendary, and successful life. Average life also, these are all important. And somewhere like most of youngsters, with few exceptions, they don't differentiate. Please understand, knowing is knowing, doing is doing. I know how to swim, but I don't know swimming. I know how to take off and landing to be done of a flight, but I can't. So knowing is knowing, doing is doing. So most of you know. I think the doing part is missing. I think life will give you enough opportunity, without any exception, to every one of you. The doing part. So till that time, hold that doing part. One. Second, I felt for like why I felt I should have early in life those teachers, those learnings, and would have grown. Because there is something called power of compounding. It applies in money, it applies in relationship, it applies to you as an individual. Most of the time, we take it in a very little sense, the power of compounding. ठीक है, हाँ, we know what is the power of compounding, some mathematical formula or so. Leave that mathematics part. Today, at this age, maybe around 20, average age of 20, you have so much of knowledge. You have a life of another 60, 70, 80 years. Imagine on a daily basis, if you can add up that knowledge on incremental on a daily basis, what you will become like. At the age of 30, 40, 50, you'll be like an encyclopedia of or a living encyclopedia as such. That is the power of compounding. But more than 90% of us, us, not you, every one of us, we say this is enough in life. इतना काफी है, बहुत नॉलेज हो गया, विज्ञान जाता नहीं है, नॉलेज बहुत भर गया. Please don't do that mistake. Any skill, any knowledge, any attitudinal which you have, which you feel is a strong part of you, please build upon that on a daily basis. And up to a certain point of time, the compounding effect will be exponential. You see in the competitive world, 90 scoring 90, 91, 95, many of us do. That 95 to 95.1, that incremental makes all the difference. 95, 1.1 to 0.2. And somewhere that 0.01 after 98, 0.01 also will make those difference. This is how your life is all about. Believe in the power of compounding. Keep on building what you are good at. Whatever, like, you'll be good in something, one few things. Build upon that. Don't get complacent with that. And lifetime, see, as far as knowledge and learning is concerned, one lifetime is not enough. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. I know people like, Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger or Bill Gates at that age also. Still, they keep on learning on a daily basis. And they can learn. There are you and we.
Absolutely.
So have strong faith in the power of compounding. Once you have developed that faith, then don't apply that intelligence. How it will help, what it will do, leave that. Leave that to nature. And the kind of result it gives to you, for you it will be like in a living miracle. This is how it will be.
I think I will add to it whatever you
Yeah,
said that.
please.
So I do this 9 minutes motivation at 9 o'clock in the morning every morning. So we have just completed 555th
Yeah,
episode. There are times when we have discussed technical team also. Sometimes only 30 people are watching it, 40 people are watching it. Do you want to continue with that? Because after doing for 200 episodes, 10 episodes, itna hi hota hai. I said, what I do, and I'm going to always listen to this entire thing. What you do today, I am right now here. What I do today, that is my goal. X, jidhar bhi. What I do today, one step, will bring that goal closer to me by 10 steps. Again, what I do tomorrow, again, what I do day after tomorrow, every day that goal comes 10 steps towards me. I take one step. This is how nature of life is. One step towards the goal will bring 10 step goal closer to you. Moment you stop one day, if you do not do, it will push 10 steps back. That's how the whole thing happens. If I do show you like that, no, आप एक कदम लो, ये 10 कदम आता है. एक next day कुछ मत करो, ये वापस जाता है. So a lot of people have this difficulty in doing daily motivation. रोज कैसे करना? But what he's talking about, compounding doesn't happen. This week you did, the next 3-4 weeks nothing you did, and then 1 week you did. So if you do this today, you have to do it tomorrow also, day after tomorrow also. Every day you have to doing whatever it may be. Then only compounding happens. If you do it today, do it tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 6 days you do, next 3 days you do not do, it goes back to the same position. So you have lost it. So when you say compounding does not mean once in a while you do for a long time. Every day you have to do, whatever it may be. I teach every day. I work every day. Rest also is a part of the work. It's not that I'm resting. Rest is required because I can push for next 6 days. So even study, it will do every day. Because you don't study every day, when exam comes, you have a piled up syllabus left for you. Compounding will happen only that. And compounding effect is a khatarnak effect because today it looks 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. In fact, there's a small calculation for the sake of all of us, I said. Very beautiful example. This, I think, a lot of clarity will give to everybody. So I have asked this question put on the board. There's an 18-hole golf course. Rehta hai. Let's take 18 days. The value of compounding. Suppose you come to me today. I'll teach you one thing. Will you give me 1 rupee? One thing I will teach you. Only give me 1 rupee. Will you give me? Only 1 rupee. Done? Tomorrow again you come. You give me double of 1 rupee. That is 2 rupees. Will you give me 2 rupees? Third day you come, you give me double of 2 rupees. 4. Again you come next day, you give me double of 4. Double of 8. Double of 16. Double of 32. Double of 64. Double of 128. Keep it to 50. For understanding, keep to 50. Double of 250. Double of 1000. Double of 2000. Double of 4000. Double of 8000. Double of 16,000. Double of 30,000. Double of 64. Double of 61 lakh 28. 2.5 lakhs. So by the time you reach 18th day, 1 rupee has become 2 lakh 50,000 rupees. Now that is not important. Important is this. I'm not in the mood today. I'll start from day after tomorrow. So instead of giving 1 rupee today, you will give me after 2 days. So you remove 3 days. 250 का आधा, 125 का आधा, 64. 64 only, 64. So if you start third day, you get 64,000 rupees. If you start today, you will get 2.5 lakh. What you see here is 1 रुपये का 4 रुपये होगा ना, 1 2 4. 1 rupee का क्या? I'm paying 1 rupee after 2 days. But if you start in life late by 2 days, what you lose is 2.56, 2.5 lakh किधर and 3,000 rupees किधर. You know that is what I'm talking about. The compounding effect बाद में होता है. अभी कुछ लगता नहीं है. Nothing is happening. Today you go for jogging, nothing happens. Tomorrow you go for jogging, nothing will happen. Whole week you go for jogging, nothing will happen. These idiots will go to gym or aerobic center. First day they will do workout and stand on the weighing scale. कुछ भी कम नहीं हुआ, कुछ भी कम नहीं हुआ. Now it's 1 day, 2 day, 1 month, 2 months, 6. Somewhere around 6 months, 8 months के बाद में you start seeing compounding results. Then muscles will form, all this thing. So what you do today, every today is very important. Then saying, after my birthday I will start. After my graduation I will start. Now we have one problem. I'll start from next Monday. Today is Monday only. That is where you miss in life. So please be very careful about the entire thing. Kishore, next thing I wanted to ask you is this. How much mental, emotional toil, mental, toil, you toil a lot, happens for an entrepreneur on a regular basis, and how does somebody deal with it?
Mental is rather bit easier. I think the most challenging task for any individual is the emotional part.
EQ. Yes.
In fact, when you go for a job at higher level, I'm sure Deepak would have told us. Earlier was different parameters. Today, if you want to be a part of a MD of a large company, so instead of IQ, they check what is it EQ, emotional quotient. And now the new thing which has come up, in fact, beyond EQ, it's called SQ, spiritual quotient. So, as we all learned very early, in sway of emotion, forget intelligence, nothing works.
Nothing works.
It's absolute nothing works. When you go through emotional toil, on a daily basis, you deal with people. And what are people? All people are driven by emotions only. And emotions are like chemicals, hormones, we call it as, which we do not have control. Like that. We've seen people of so many successful people like that. They have done everything in life. When it comes to emotional part of them, they have not grown from like 8 or 10-year-old child. This is the worst part. And every time they take decision, emotionally decision, and very, very rash decision they take, and somewhere it leads to their failure as such. Question which Deepak asked, how we handle that? I think we handle very badly. Somewhere we develop that skill, how to master those emotional parts. Very, very difficult. Some mantra, not mantra means chanting mantra, some philosophy, some mental mantra which we keep on saying, some right attitude. So many things happen in life, particularly in entrepreneur, everybody's life. It's unpredictable, unpleasant, not desired. So somewhere we develop that attitude. Lord, your ways are your ways. Whatever you do it for good. So those only will keep us stable and grounded as such. So those teaching, those learning, what today you don't understand. These all teaching, these all learnings will help to be seen in that storm also. Forget storm, even at the success, like when you are highly successful, everything back to back success also, there also it's very important for you to be seen, like not to get carried away. So this all are success is also emotion, failure is also emotion. But if you are a human being, if you can take both the things in your stride with equanimity, I think that is where is what every human being is striving for. But very difficult. All other things, physical stress, nothing. Mental stress also somehow can be managed. Emotional stress. And I think the kind of people commit suicide, I have seen, like, we have all seen, like, some of the IAS officers, some of the gold medalists, who is who, some
Cafe
of
Coffee Day.
Coffee Day, Siddharth, such an intelligent man, everything. It's all about the moment you can't handle your emotions. This is what happens with him. He's such a great entrepreneur, like Coffee Day. And what he has built, like he feel like unsurmountable challenges of death or whatever things. His wife in 2 years brought it to a very, very stable level. Same challenge, same problem. It's all about the right mental attitude and emotion behind it. She was non-emotional and she could able to do it. So this all we are seeing in everyday's reality. It's not something past or in future. On a daily basis, we are all witnessing it. If you are emotionally strong, that's it. Rest all are easy. This is one thing which is somehow not in our control. It comes automatically.
And this is something which is not taught anywhere. क्योंकि सबको मालूम है ये जरूरत है.
गुस्सा सबको आता है, किसको नहीं आता. Everybody has got anger.
Everybody has anger.
Before anger and after anger, we know we shouldn't have done it. Those moments, sway of emotion, nothing works.
Exactly. Now,
So don't get into sway of emotion. That's important.
the challenge for them is going to be most of them,
Mm.
because what you're talking about, this is not taught anywhere. Somehow, at least I feel my college boys and girls, they have this accessibility. But what I've seen is even our college boys and girls, after being knowing all these things, choose to go to some other places just because they have a bigger campus, bigger Shoshagiri, and all these things. And somehow they also have this misunderstanding. What you're talking about is taught in every college.
No. Nobody thoughts.
Nobody you will see teaching all this thing in any of the colleges and schools. You
Even
go
Harvard doesn't
Harvard,
teaches you. Harvard doesn't teach you.
even you go IIM, you go Harvard. Anyway, I'm telling you, on online, live, it is not taught anywhere, and you're getting it all this as a compliment. We don't even charge you for anybody just because you're part of the Kingdom College. You get all these things, and you ask him, since he is there, he's gone through all my programs. My commerce fees is 50,000 rupees, 55,000 rupees for the entire year. You did a business program with me for 3 days. How much did you pay? A long
Maybe
time.
around 20,000 or so.
25,000 rupees, 2009.
Okay.
3 days. And now I do business program for 1.1 lakh. 3 days, 4 days. Now you're getting all these things free, but it's free, and still you don't understand, because somehow what he says, in emotions, nothing works. That is why when you see a bigger campus or bigger, we'll go there, and you will get what? Nothing. You'll get a degree which is of no use to you to build your empire. Ultimately, because I've already shared, Kishore, you know what is the strange thing? The entire knowledge is free available on the net. And strange thing, they're paying for it. They're going to do graduation, post-graduation, engineering, medicine, everything available on the free. So what you're not understanding here is, which I want all of the college boys who, if in case those are watching online or here, you have to learn to develop yourself while studying only. There is no place in the world which teaches you all these things. He's talking from his experience. He's talking because at least he knows me. He knows what we are doing in the college. But if you are having some this blind idea, the same thing is taught everywhere. Nobody teaches anything like that. Even this what we are doing, nobody does it. Nothing like this happens. Don't get carried away with the entire thing and take, because when you are emotional, Leo intelligence, nothing works. Body भी काम नहीं करता, कुछ भी काम नहीं करता है. And you'll have to be very careful, because whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're an employee, emotions are something with which we live our life. And if that is not in your control and you don't have mastery over it, all depressions, all separations, all suicides, all fallouts are only because of one thing called emotions. And there is no place and no enough people who can work on this. You have no idea about what you're going to miss if you're going to miss. And those of you are there, you don't know what you're getting till you will be tested in life, as per what Kishore Jain also said about it. Kishore, last few minutes from my side.
Well, here time flies.
Time flies. Good thing is you're the pilot. So we know how long to fly and where not to fly.
Okay.
In employee's life, there is a retirement age. So you are in some fag end of your life or in some end of life. People have their own philosophies, no. So can you just share with my boys and girls, entrepreneur का ऐसा कौन सा age limit होता है कि at 64 employee can resign or employee can retire? Entrepreneur कभी return करना चाहिए?
There's no birth and death of entrepreneurship. Like कब चालू हुआ, कब खत्म हुआ. I feel like the kind of energy and the drive we have, if not business, probably we'll go crazy. There won't be anyone to handle us. Like during lockdown, I realized it's very difficult to handle us with our energy. So it wasn't like to say, but I think entrepreneur, like maybe they can change our business from one activity to other activity. Like you're doing business and very easily you'll get bored sometime. So at one age, like I have decided, like probably at the age of 65, I will not be involving into business. Probably the only reason will be it won't be exciting at the time. Probably wanted to venture into some other activity like maybe philanthropic or this or that. That keeps the driving. Otherwise, there is nothing like age as such. And entrepreneurs do not work, rather. They don't work at all like that. I think they enjoy on a daily basis. It's more work is more than fun for them. It's more than joy for them. It's a way of life. So you don't feel tired by working. You don't feel. Rather, we get energized. I go to office and it will be more energized. So there is nothing like retirement or anything as such. As long as it excites you, the game, keep playing. Somewhere you get bored, change the game, play some other game. That's how it is. But it's lifetime.
एक पूछना था, बोले लोगों की बड़ी एक्साइटमेंट रहता है कि बिजनेसमैन लोग घर पे आके फिर ढीले क्यों पड़ जाते हैं?
हाँ?
मतलब बाहर से वो एकदम फायर एनर्जी है, वो है moment they enter house, because most of them parents are business people.
अच्छा, अच्छा.
So they are not able to relate with you when you say क्या है पापा घर पे आते हो तो ढीले पड़ जाते हैं एकदम, पानी दो चाय दो. So ये घर पे आके इनको क्या हो जाता है? Because maybe your wife must be also watching it, maybe Rekha must be watching it, so she'll ask, hello क्या बोल के आ गए आप घर में तो कभी देखा नहीं.
I think that switch on, switch off mode जो रहता है हमारा. The moment you go to office, then it's on a switch on mode. The moment you leave office, in fact, I have a strict instruction at my home. Only in case of emergency, you should disturb me when I'm in the office. Only if it's emergency. Otherwise, there won't be any call at all. Like, I probably will get so immersed, dissolve into the whole thing, you'll forget everything. It's like switch off from the house. The same thing happens back, like, and you know, at home, like, you're the least paid, least contributor to the home ecosystem. So you don't work much towards the homely course and activity. So you will get that value in this section.
Or you want to say because in
that
business,
hat you don't, that role probably you don't play it very well.
I have to बोले ना बिजनेस में challenges, difficulties, घर में से चाहिए कि फिर मतलब then you're entrepreneurial में गिरा क्या problem मुझे क्या करना है.
See, the only thing is at home, you're not at a driver's seat. Yeah? And back seat is not allowed. Back seat driving is not allowed.
You're in
at home,
dicky.
Dicky.
In the home you're in dicky. चल बैठ जा.
And they feel like, oh, these guys will be able to do business.
Actually ना they have doubt क्या पूरा world बोलता है क्या महान इंसान है मेरे को देखा नहीं कभी इसको.
On the lighter side, एक हमेशा मेरा रहता है कि भाई somewhere my wife should feel and acknowledge me कि I'm a average right kind of person, not so lallu type का नहीं. वो एक हमेशा इच्छा रहती है.
रेखा अगर आप देख रहे तो पूरी कर देना अच्छा किया आज. एवरेज में बेटर
इतने लल्लू भी नहीं है हम करके.
इतने लल्लू भी नहीं. If you're handling a woman like that, you must be definitely good, yeah. I know Rekha. I know both of his children. I know both of his sons. I've not met the daughter-in-law properly, but I think if you're managing 3 people like that, और तीनों अलग-अलग direction में,
I think it's the other way, no? They manage.
The entrepreneur has to be managed because he manages everybody in the outside world. हो सकता है. Anyway, so थोड़ा entertainment कर लेता. I know you are going on looking in this side. When I told keep like कितना question पूछेगा because there is no end to question, there is no end to answer because how much
I'm enjoying. I'm having fun. Like as long as you guys can.
Yeah. So what we will do, we will have some. We will play this game for you. So at least you know कि कब तक सामने रखा होगा, कब हाथ में दोगे मेरे को. How long will you keep showing me only? You want to carry me. So which one will you carry me and we'll take it back. We'll see now. उसके बाद में you can ask questions to Mr. Kishore if you have something to ask. And let's have the most exciting part of what does Kishore Jain takes from here. Yep, I'm gonna have the cards. So आपके लिए 10 questions है.
Oh.
Okay. 10 में से अगर आपने 5 के ऊपर दिया तो बड़ा वाला मिलेगा. I'm keeping very easy for you. Okay, very simple, easy for you.
Okay.
If the answers are less than 5, then you have to take. I'm sorry. So हम लोग मतलब I'm very दिलदार आदमी हूँ लेकिन इतना भी नहीं कि you should feel as a victorious from here कि मैं जीत के आया बड़ा. Otherwise,
Deepak पहले बता दे कि questions भी है. I wouldn't have put lot of effort last 1 hour.
I don't want to go through again. तुम टेस्ट करो. मैं स्टूडेंट्स वही करते हैं. प्रिपेयर करना, फिर टेस्ट देना, फिर
1.5 घंटा मुझे लगा परफॉर्मेंस करता. But if I know इसमें से है.
बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. In fact, you will say तेरा पास एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स दे दो, बड़ा एक और दे दो बोलेगा. Okay, very random questions है. So it is not something very difficult है. So mix किया हम लोगों ने पूरा. Could anybody make a call? लिखा है इसमें मोबाइल पे मेरे से मैसेज पे है. Okay. So how many boxes are there in the game of chess?
64.
कितना इजी आंसर है. ये फालतू टेंशन ले रहे हैं आप. So it goes here.
अच्छा ऑप्शंस भी दे गया.
मतलब वो मेरे लिए कि मुझे मालूम चाहिए था कि कौन सा. Okay. So we have mixed. कुछ लोग कुछ क्वेश्चन जनरल है, कुछ पॉलिटिक्स है, कुछ एंटरटेनमेंट, कुछ कॉर्पोरेट वगैरह है. कीपिंग इन माइंड सी आपका एक तो देख लिया हम लोग ने. अभी हम माइक को चेक कर रहे हैं. हाउ मेनी स्टेट्स आर देयर इन आवर कंट्री करेंटली एंड यूनियन टेरिटरीज एंड स्टेट्स.
नंबर 29 के आसपास होना चाहिए. बट आप कुछ ऑप्शन दो.
22, 27, 28, 29
लेते.
एंड हाउ मेनी यूनियन टेरिटरीज.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Between 5 to 7.
तो ये आपका आंसर थोड़ा गलत है. 28 states and 8 union territories.
Okay.
So 1-0. So the reason I'm asking is you shouldn't feel bad if you don't know all the answers. You can still become great in life. Okay. See, every time he gets the right answer, he will feel good. Every time he gets the wrong answer, you should feel good. Okay. Oh, if I don't know this question, it's okay. I can become rich. I can become president of a Kadai institution. I can also have BMWs. I can also have big bungalows. Yeah, you can have it. So in case you do not know geography is kacha, koi baat nahi, still become big in life. Okay. This is a very exciting question. Rank the top 5 richest men in the world in a sequence. Top 3 भी चलेगा मेरे को. Top 3 richest men in the world. First, second, third. As of right now.
Okay. Warren Buffett.
First person.
Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
Warren Buffett.
Hmm.
Third is who? No Ambani, no Adani.
No. In India का कोई भी नहीं. Or you can give me top 3 Indian richest. But sequence में first number, second number, third number.
See, अभी Ambani और Adani में they don't know who is top. So every ever that keeps on changing that equation.
As of right now, कौन लगता है?
I think Ambani, Mukesh Ambani.
First.
Second, Gautam Adani.
Third is from our close by area only. That one I can give you. उसका एक resort है कुर्ग में. उसकी बेटी का.
That is Shibulal. Shibulal is not third.
Okay, Shibulal नहीं, sorry.
Infosys वाले कोई है.
HCL I suppose.
अच्छा, Shiv Nadar.
Shiv Nadar. Okay, I give that to you.
Right.
So Ambani, Adani and Shiv Nadar. Okay. मैं आपको help किया.
So एक आध आइटम तो अपन
ले लेंगे
ना अंदर से.
How many cricket World Cups India has won and which year?
Knowledge on cricket is very poor, but anyhow, 83 to we all know.
And second day is very important day in our lives also. Something was launched on that day.
2014 में.
No.
6.
Hey, hello, you can't keep guessing. I can give you 4 answers.
Yeah.
83 तो right है, because मूवी देख लिया आपने, वो तो right है. Second year जो है वो है I'll give you a link to you. You me Mahatre.
Okay. 2012.
ये तो भाई बिल्कुल भी अभी तो क्या 2011 Infinitesium was launched.
Oh. So 11 में भी वर्ल्ड कप हुआ क्या?
Actually, it doesn't play cricket, so it does not.
You have T20 World Cup, you have this, that.
ठीक है World Cup.
Anyway, it's okay.
ठीक है चलो ये तो अभी this question will be more exciting for you. What is the price of gold and silver as of today?
Oh.
Well, you can give me close, मतलब you can't exact तो नहीं बोल सकते, but कितना है? तुम्हारे पास में है क्या? इसके पास में है.
गोल्ड का होना चाहिए अराउंड 56,000.
ना है तो मैं भेज देता हूँ.
Any 10 grams 56,000 something.
No, 24 कैरेट का नहीं. So one thing is very clear, you have not bought gold for quite some time. Land का भाव हो सकता है मैं आपसे, because I don't want to land का बोलने का कोई काम ही हो land का है.
Silver is around 60-65 and gold will be 55 के आसपास ही होना चाहिए.
आसपास में ही है. तो gold is 53,400 and silver is 69. Shall I give it to you?
Yeah.
मैं वही लेके जाऊंगा. ठीक है. Give it to you. Some personal questions to you, please. So this is your very personal question. Which is the first song Rekha sang for you? Rekha is his wife.
That song was like the word goes like this. आईना क्या देखते हो, शीशा क्या देखते हो.
Perfect. चेहरा क्या देखते हो. Okay, so Rekha, you know how much he loves you. He remember how many years back?
27.
27 years back. Okay. Mhm. So you have one more answer. So I'll just put one there. You got one more answer. One more question from your personal life. This is Rekha. When did you meet Rekha? When both of you met Rekha? Acha, when did when did you both met after engagement and where?
Got
City.
married in December 93. So
Engagement के बाद
engagement was in
दोनों आप
Rajasthan.
पहले कहाँ मिले और कब मिले?
April, May में. July, August of 93.
I can't tell you that.
Chennai.
चेन्नई का आंसर राइट है, लेकिन
हाँ.
वो उसके एंगेजमेंट के कितने महीने बाद मिले आप?
एंगेजमेंट के काफी 1, 2, 2.5, 3 महीना, 2-3 महीना.
तो
उसको भी याद है कि
नहीं, उसको तो याद है. वो पूछ रही है कि फिर 1 महीने पहले क्यों मिले थे? So right answer, he met, both of them met in Chennai after 1 month. So thank you for these 2 questions. आपको आराम से आ गए. अभी इसमें से मैं कितना हो गया आपके? देखो 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 तो हो गए आपके आंसर राइट.
हाँ.
अभी आपको अगर उसके ऊपर 2 मार दिए, मेरे पास कितने अभी? 1, 2, 3, 4. रेडी? Which are the last 2 movies recent में that made controversy in this country?
One is of course Kashmir Files. Second will be that Gangubai Kathiawadi.
हाँ, perfect answer. क्या बात है. So we almost आपका जीते गए हो. अभी तो क्या 7 मार गए, but for the academic sake, which are the 3 primary colors?
Red, green, and that amber.
बहुत ट्रैफिक में घूमते हैं लोग. रेड, ग्रीन, एम्बर नहीं होता.
नहीं.
You have one more. You get one more shot. 3 primary colors है. रेड तो है R.
Green, अच्छा. Red, blue, green.
RBG.
RBG.
Okay. The last question for you.
Hmm.
What is the reason behind war in Ukraine and Russia?
It's NATO.
Basically, it's a fight like college boys and girls. तो उससे फ्रेंडशिप नहीं करेगा. Telling your boyfriend or girlfriend, you will not make friendship with that. You are bent upon, I will have friendship with that person. What is your problem? For that I beat you up. Correct, no? ऐसे कुछ है. So Russia is telling them, don't have friendship with NATO, don't become girlfriend boyfriend. Yeah, I already तेरे पीछे पड़ा है मैं. उसके लिए चल
So
रहा है.
the Russian fear was like this. A wife asked her husband, what is this Ukraine and Russia war is going on? He couldn't answer, but while sleeping, he kept one knife below his pillow. So whole night, wife couldn't sleep. Why he has kept a knife? I think the same position of Russia. He's afraid at the border, like NATO will be there. NATO is nothing but US with all kind of weapons and everything will be at the border. Anyone they can invade Russia. With that fear, I think NATO
Correct.
and US and world
Correct,
politics
correct.
goes on.
So you have earned your big hamper.
Oh.
We'll pack it and share it with all of you. Share with you back
Thank
again.
you. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. So this basically gift hamper is sponsored by Happy Customers. You know that new
Yeah, yeah,
organization
yeah.
which we launched, Ravindra Pal Singh.
Yes,
Happy
yes.
Customer is an organization which helps people to retain the customers, customer loyalty, brand building, customer retention, repeat customers. So Happy Customers has sponsored this, so you can take it. We'll parcel it, pack it properly before you leave from here.
Done.
And now we are open to question and answer from any one of them. We'll have not more than 5 questions, so please think and decide. Yes, Dhruv. They will need to. Okay, I'll repeat the question when you ask.
Happy afternoon.
Happy afternoon.
Wishing you lots and lots of growth. You're in a field where there are lots and lots of people and lots and lots of
People
people
are earning money. But what I observe in most of them is the difference of a brand. So I have my friend who's also into real estate, and they're doing good, but nobody knows the brand. If someone just knows that there is a builder like this, but when it comes to you, it's a brand that's known by most of the people. So what my question is, what is that? What is that one thing that made you think that is a brand? I have to infuse an emotion called a brand in this field, in this sector. There are people who are also brand building their entire real estate company, but as a you came from Bellary and you came here. What is that thought process, or what is that one thing that made you feel like, oh, I don't want to do it the traditional way. I want to make it a brand.
The easy answer could be कि I have attended business master class of Deepak Shinde. That would have been the easiest answer.
सुन लो. But still.
When you're in a smaller place and you do business, the way you do business, being a smaller place, people knows individually, the person, good people, bad people. They have different perspective, different opinion about the whole thing. When you go to a larger markets, then you need to differentiate and you need to give that promise of trust. Then I think you don't have choice but to invest it in brand. And brand is not about the general misconception to many is branding is just advertising and digital marketing or stuff like that. I think it resonates the way you do business, how you keep your promises, promises of quality, promises of delivery, promises of services, the right way of doing business, the ethical way of doing business, how you can keep that intact. And someone gives you money, so there is a trust component. Why someone will give you money? Okay? Why someone will put the trust? Okay? As we couldn't articulate to each and every one, and it's not humanly possible. That is where this brand will come. So that brand communicates and whatever we wanted to communicate so that the trust can be built. So this is how that brand was there. When I came to Bangalore and from Bellary, maybe a partial knowledge about brand. But I think when you go into the journey, you are not well equipped with all the knowledge at a time. Then you will get professionals who knows their business very well. So with me, there was a professional who was very passionate. And always, till now, I say, whatever my brand is today, I attribute it was his talent. It's called media brand consultant or a media agency. Although there is a transaction involved, charges, fees are there. But he has gone beyond transaction like that. He has invested a lot of what I couldn't articulate as a human being. So he articulated in the way he did the brand communication, the language, the design, everything was done by them. Probably he saw what is there in me and he was able to help us in articulating it. We articulate through words. In the branding world, they articulate everything about the business house through the brand, the communication. The most important is it's not the fancy logo or the fancy tagline. some of the best in the world. The logo, if you see, it's very ordinary. There is no tagline also. One of the example I could see is IKEA. There's nothing about that logo. There is no tagline properly also. You don't remember also. But then also it's a best business also. I think it's like your address, how you do like. And business demands. Making money, vagara, is a secondary or byproduct part of it. But it's more of a marketing and attracting markets toward you, pulling the market towards your product, and to be ahead of the curve. But again, it's all about delivery, delivery, delivery. And you can't rest on your old laurels. Every day, every time, you have to perform. This is how the brand building journey happens.
Thank you so much. In fact, brand building is not about showcasing the whole thing. That is one part. But standing by what you show to everybody. A lot of people think we can showcase and big things we'll do, design all these things. But if you don't stand by what you're showcasing, it backfires. And just to know that, because Kishore has gone through a very difficult phase, still just coming out of the entire thing. And in the middle of that, we are having this interview. 2 years before that, very difficult means market में बोलते हैं ना, people talk in a wrong sense, which happens in the life of an entrepreneur. And I've been witness to it. We've been together for quite some time. And those 3-4 years were so bad, means you can't even imagine what bad it is. Worse बोल सकते हो. But what the most amazing thing about Kishore is, he was always in the office, lifting everybody's phone call, talking to everybody who came to his doorstep without returning them, sending them back without meeting. And that's the most important, because there's one lesson which you all have to learn as an individual, as an entrepreneur, is the character what you show in the adversities or when you go through difficult times. And how many of you, when you don't know how to answer the phone call, you don't pick up the phone call, you avoid the person, you don't pick up the call, you block the person. Now I've seen him answering everybody's call any number of times and talking them, ho jayega, ho jayega, ho jayega, to stand when things are not going right in your favor. The whole storm is going on against you, anti you. World almost turns hostile to you at times, and it comes in life of everybody, every entrepreneur. He has seen it. I have seen him going through. He has seen me going through. And the best thing what we have done is we stood not facing backwards, taking the world head on. That's what makes brand. That's where what you showcase is one thing. Do you also stand by what you showcase is the most important thing. That will hold the market with you. That's what is brilliantly done. He'll come out. He'll go be even more bigger than this. Thanks. Anybody else? Yes.
Happy afternoon.
So, as I said that you had migrated from Bellary to Bangalore. So, at the time of the startup of your business, you had someone to guide you.
And if not, what kind of mindset you had like, before starting, and how did you build that courage? Like, how did you build in yourself to start a business?
Okay. Yeah, please sit. I'll be comfortable. See, how I started business or why I started business, I don't know, but from childhood it was imbibed in my mind. You have to do business. There wasn't any option. There wasn't any choice which I have given to myself. Maybe because of genetic, like you belong to Marwadis, so entrepreneurship. This is how the mindset was. It. What to do, we never knew, but something to do. And when I got opportunity, like after my marriage, though happened so okay. One of the large integrated steel plant was coming near Bellary. Approached them. They said, take a job. I said, no, I want to do business. Why I want to do business? I don't have answer. But it was there like in the mindset. This is how it started. How we moved ahead, it's like one step at a time, one day at a time. And problems like you don't strategize too many things. You take one day at a time, and whatever the opportunity comes, you see whether you can make good of this opportunity, whether you have the bandwidth, you have the capabilities to execute this. And you keep on moving purely by trial and error. That's what I was saying to all of you. You're so blessed. You have guru in life, very early in life. I didn't had neither personal life any guru or business life any coach or anything. At the time, there was no internet world. I could attend some webinars, some classes, some coaching. Nothing was there as such. It's purely on a trial and error basis. And you, as and when things move, somewhere flaw, somewhere failed, somewhere again woke up, somewhere we learn from own mistake. Doing that whole process, a lot of time has got wasted. I wish someone was there who could have guided me instead of me going through all those things. Then probably the growth path or things would have been much, much, much different. That is one thing always I regret. Okay. Probably I could have done better. Like in life, personal life also, there wasn't any guru. As such. Only after coming to Bangalore, met Deepak, life, and then attended so many business programs, webinars. Webinars also wasn't there, but most of the business programs were there. Keep on meeting people, learning, and when you don't know, and you know you don't know, then you become like a sponge. Everywhere you just keep on observing. Because I was part of a large corporate house, that is Jindal Vijayanagar Steel Limited. So every day interacting with them, understanding them, how they do business, how the systems are there, how processes are there, how a MD who sits in Mumbai, he can handle such a large integrated steel plant. It's purely by observation and that hunger to know things. That is how things have moved. And where there is will, there is a way. Okay? But the journey was a bit slower. So this is very, very important. You don't have to learn everything by your own. So you need guru, you need coach. And one of the thing like when I was in Ballari, so I did only engineering, appeared for CAT, and at the time like hardly I could find anybody in my whole town who was appearing for CAT. People are asking, what are you doing, karke? So CAT, and there was no proper coaching, there was no proper ecosystem, and failed miserably in CAT. But the dream was there, which was remain unfulfilled. So then I got opportunity coming to Bangalore. 2016, there was an opportunity from Kradai, and where they were giving exclusively for real estate guys all the learnings. It was 6 month course, executive education program, by virtue of which you can become alumni of IIM Bangalore. So this is how I became alumni of Bangalore. The point here I was driving is, if I would have learned what I have learned in 2016 very early, life probably would have been different. But again, no regrets. Probably that was the destiny. But no dreams remain unfulfilled.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Go.
Um, what I've seen is really especially after talking about after 20 years, and when there's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of push. Sometimes you don't know what which era and then in this process is going on. What I've also realized that in this fire, in this push, in this getting into things, I've never learned a lot of things. Be personal life, somewhere I have missed my family life. And sometimes, like having a teacher like Deepak sir has always been a benefit because he has thought this is actually where you have to understand the values of family, etc. That's when I go back and again just think it there. But I've seen a lot of my friends also in this, I mean, push or that thing happening. I want to do this, I want to do that. They miss out on a lot of things. My question to you is how important is this balance supposed to be there? And how can you do a balance? Because when it is to I also realized when you said the same thing. How time flies here is I don't know when does it happen. Sometimes I go back to and I realize no one has already said I couldn't speak to her. There's a lot of things that happen when I get into work. So how important is this balance? And how can you please give us some point by which I think I can maintain more balance?
Yeah. Anytime. My pleasure.
So it's the only college where we ask the guests to give a party. So all my EDP participants, whenever you people have time, we are doing nothing. We are all settled, organized people. So whenever you people have time out of a busy schedule of partying and other things, whenever you're ready, we can fix up an appointment with Kishore Jain's office and one of the evenings, 10 till 11. And he's a very good host. Very good host. If not, we'll make him one. So thank you, Kishore, for joining us here. Love you so much.
Thank you.
All the best for your future.